What is going on? Back with another parking lot talk video. I've gotten into this habit of I go many places throughout the day, between going to my office, back home, to the gym, to the grocery store, and most of the time I have my camera on me. If not, I have my list of ideas of what I want to bring to you guys and those of you who may be searching some of these topics. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about sacrifice. What is sacrifice? I'm gonna give you the textbook definition of sacrifice in our case here. When I'm talking about sacrifice, it's making sacrifices in life at certain times in life and prioritizing something that's more important. So when it comes to the textbook definition of what sacrifice is, and I'm looking it up here on Google Dictionary, it's an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something else regarded as more important or worthy. And the example it gives is we must all be prepared to make sacrifices. You must be prepared to make sacrifices at all points in life. It doesn't matter if it's through school, your first part of your career, second part of your career, being retired. It's really a lifelong condition. Make sacrifices. It's not like I'm gonna make all the sacrifices I can in my 20s and 30s and I'm never gonna have a sacrifice again. And I can't speak to those who are older than me, past their 30s and in their 40s or 50s, but I think wisdom passed down from others to me, including family members across the world and friends, close friends, their parents and mentors in my network, is you got to make sacrifices sometimes. You got to choose one thing over the other. And I've done that quite a bit. We all should be doing that, because you can't have the best of both worlds. And when it comes to making sacrifices is, man, I really want this car, or I really want whatever the goal is. There's something you're going to have to give up to make that happen. And it could be anything. It could be financial. It could be giving up disposable income so you could save for something that you want, materialistic investment, whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's sacrificing friendships. Sometimes it's sacrificing relationships with others, family, spouses. It's why there's breakups. In some breakups, people are sacrificing their relationship to go chase their dreams. And flip around. Sometimes people sacrifice their dreams for a relationship. And I've done that. It's a life lesson. You have to do it at some point in time in your life. It may not be with a spouse. It may be a relationship or a friendship. At some point, you're going to make a sacrifice. Now, to what degree? That's all on you. Making sacrifices are an essential part of life to get to where you want to be. And sometimes you think to yourself, man, I should have done this. You can call it regret, but sometimes you look back and you're like, man, maybe I should have sacrificed that semester in college with this so I can get there. And it's tough. It's tough making sacrifices. It really is. And personally, when it comes to chasing dreams, I've made significant sacrifices for my dreams, to either think I'm happy in the current situation and that I'm okay, get kind of complacent and then resentful towards my own actions. But in cases, it's 100% the right move that I made. Not to get too personal, but taking care of someone else in your family. A shout out to my mom. That's not really a sacrifice, right? I'm not sacrificing my dream to take care of someone who's been there my whole life. But if you're looking from the outside in, that is considered a sacrifice. So when you make sacrifices, it's not always, don't think of a sacrifice as a negative or a consequence of an action. It's just a reality of life. Because you know what? Some people maybe would do the opposite of what I've done in my choices, and then they actually regret making that choice. Whether it's chasing money or having the life reset on the other side of the country, I've been there. Or I've almost made that choice. I don't talk about it much, and not even my closest friends know, but now they will. I've had opportunities that would take me to what was my childhood dream. I've had those opportunities, not flat out in front of me, but I had pathways laid out where all I would have to do is take 5 steps and I'd be there. 5 big steps, but 5 steps, adding 3 years to school, and between all that networking, I'd have my dream job that I've always wanted. And I can still get it, but it's a little tough. And even in post-virus world, it's tough to break into industry. And when you have responsibility, you kind of reprioritize your life to chase the dollar. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't think folks should chase the dollar. I think folks should find the middle ground between what they actually enjoy, not necessarily a passion, because that's a myth. I'll save that for another video. But sometimes when you chase your passion, you realize you're not really passionate about it. And you see it a lot with people, they're passionate about something, they enter that field and they're like, man, this is boring, I hate this. And you see it in every single career, every single industry. There's people out there who go to med school, graduate. My battery died. I've adjusted the level on the camera, but making sacrifices is just a part of life. It's something you need to do, and it's not easy. It is not easy. I think we all wish that we can just, like my boy says, it'd be nice to set out a plan and it would just be linear. That'd be sweet, wouldn't it? But the fact of the matter is life isn't linear. No matter how many times people try to finesse it, no matter how much people try to show that they're perfect, that they don't lose, it's all bullshit. Everybody loses. The most important thing is how quick and how efficient you can rebound from a loss. So those who really think that all they do is win no matter what, it's fucking bullshit. Look at the best athletes in the world. They've had tons of losses. Michael Jordan. This is kind of cliche, everyone talks about it, but Michael Jordan got cut from his 9th and or 10th grade basketball team. Crazy, right? He failed. He won 6 championships. He's 6-0 in the finals. But he had losses between there. He had losses that he learned from. He had losses against opponents, and then he came back and just absolutely killed them. He sacrificed time. He sacrificed being with family. Most athletes do. People don't realize that. Yes, they get paid a lot of money. A lot of them are overpaid, but they sacrifice a lot of family time. And people don't understand that. That's a big thing. It's a big thing. Money isn't everything. Money is a lot, but it's not everything. And when it comes to sacrifices, this is what I was talking about earlier before my camera cut off. Life is short. When you're 18, it's the best time to go out full risk and chase your dreams. While you're in school, if you go to school route, it's the time to chase your dreams. Every year that passes by after the age of 18, it will get tougher and tougher to chase your dreams. It's a lot easier to get after it when you're young and you don't have as many obligations and the cost of living technically to you isn't as high. But as soon as you start making money, as soon as you start upgrading your lifestyle creep is real, look it up. It could just be the little things. You grew up in the hood, maybe you grew up in an apartment, and we're talking about a really small apartment, and you just want to have a taste of some normal living, what you've seen on TV, what you've seen from friends. It's okay to take a step and live in a nice apartment. Don't go crazy. It's okay if you're a car person to get a nice car if you can afford it. But understand that is a sacrifice in itself. If you go and you get a new apartment, you move into a new apartment and you get a new car, you are sacrificing funds at that time instead of putting it into investment, into investing in your own business. As long as you're okay understanding that and you can make up ground and get back to it, that will put you in another dimension, because then you will understand that it's not a mistake and that you can keep trucking forward with it. And that's a perfect example of a sacrifice. But not many people look at that as a sacrifice, and that's the issue. Once you understand that life is about sacrifices, then you'll be able to hone in on what you want, where you want to get, and what you need to do to get there. Life is not linear. It'd be sweet if it was, but it is not. Sometimes those dips are a year, 2 years, in some cases might be 3 or 4 years. For some people it's a decade. We've heard stories where people are at their lowest for 5 years and then somehow they just snap out of it. Maybe they meet the right person, maybe they meet the right mentor. Some of them, maybe they win a lotto and they get out of it. It's a lesson, that's life. Sometimes you'll make the right sacrifices and it'll come back and it'll bless you. And you'll tell yourself, man, I was stressing about making this sacrifice. I'm glad I sacrificed time with my friends. I'm glad I sacrificed time with my family. Sometimes that's how it is. It's little things that sometimes you make sacrifices on that end up being like these big opportunities that just, boom, they blossom right in front of you. I'll do a sacrifice part 2 later on, but this will be part 1. And just remember, it's okay to make sacrifices. And sometimes you're going to make the wrong ones. No matter how much it eats you up inside, just embrace it. Know that you've tried, and now it's on to the next. Don't dwell on your failure. Don't dwell on your decision to make a sacrifice. Logical incrementalism. That's what you need to do. Don't be so entitled that you don't know what it means to sacrifice things. Every wealthy individual that I've met, and when I mean wealthy, significantly wealthy, they've made sacrifices. Some of them sacrificed relationships, some of them sacrificed time with their family, some of them sacrificed money, sacrificing your time, energy, relationships, family time, you can go on and on. But it's AJ here. Topic was sacrifice. Let me know what you sacrificed in the comments. Let me know what was your most recent sacrifice and what the result was, whether it was how you expected it and you got what you want, or whether it was the wrong decision at the wrong time, or was it the wrong decision at the right time and it led to something else. AJ here. Till the next video, we out.